What's happening? Which camera am I looking at? All right. Oh, dude, I've done a terrible. Look at this. I got to get rid of the starting in thing above my head. Clearly, I have yet to master the software that I'm trying to use. So, testing out a green screen. We'll see how it goes. I'm not a big green screen lover, but there's a open bathroom behind this camera. It's not as weird as it sounds. It's just been bugging me. But I think I'm probably going to drop the green screen. I don't know. Not a big fan of it. Let's dig right in. We're live right now. It is, I always still need to prove that we're live. It's 4:48 on Friday. Well, try to focus, camera. There you go. Friday, January 8th. I almost said June 8th. And so here we are. Okay. Hope everybody's going well. So our mission today will be brief. First of all, I want to let you know about let'slaunchyourbrand.com doing a free 5-day class live on how to launch and create, launch, and grow, I suppose, would be the correct order there, your own personal brand. So that's free, and it's at let'slaunchyourbrand.com. So we'll put that in the comments for me. I'd appreciate it. And now let's get to work. I'll take you behind the scenes of it. You know, what's funny is I wrote out the description of what we're doing on this broadcast like an hour and a half ago and was about to go live, and then the dudes started with the leaf blowers outside. And I was like, man, that's going to drive everybody crazy if we've got these dang leaf blowers going. So we don't want to do that, you know? So I waited, but now I forgot what it was I was supposed to be talking about. So I think the first thing was some behind the scenes stuff here. So I just emailed my list about this like an hour ago. So the stats I'm going to give you are from organic traffic. This is fascinating. Let me take you, let's see if this works. Watch this. Okay, now I should disappear, like the background should disappear. And then look at that, just transparent Frank's head on camera. Now, hopefully this is working. I just got like some weird notice from Ecamm that maybe there's a weird audio driver issue. So if y'all can't hear me, please let me know. Let me know if you can. Okay, but anyway, yesterday I promoted it here by doing a live stream kind of spontaneously. Taught a cool little 3-part leadership framework that's proven to be pretty effective. So if you missed it, it's on my Facebook page, which you may be on now watching this. You never know. But anyway, everything I'm showing you, like statistics-wise, is a result of just that one thing. We haven't done heavy promotion. So I like to split test stuff. Actually, that's not true. I hate split testing stuff, but I like the information that I learned from split testing stuff. And I don't know about you, but I've always wondered, all right, is it like, are these fancy looking opt-in pages, do they work better than non-fancy looking opt-in pages? So I decided to split test. Yeah, why not? Let's see. Okay, so let me show you what they are. So here's version number A. Okay, that's a real number. And here's version number B. Now, as it looks like they're identical, right? And the timer here is a deadline leading up to when the thing starts, which is on January 15th. So go register. Let's launch yourbrand.com. Always want to say that domain name wrong. Hopefully the mic's working. Okay, cool. Thank God. All right. So this is like variant 1 or A or whatever. And here's the other one. And the other one's like got all this other stuff. I mean, you got yourself a picture right there. I mean, you know, come on, there's a picture. And then you got yourself some clip art, all right, of people writing. Actually, it's one person writing something. I mean, dude, clip art. And then you got like another piece of clip art. And then there's a picture of a stadium. And man, I got to tell you, this thing, and so incidentally, like what happens here and what happens here, same thing, all right? So no difference there, I don't think. Let me double check that. Yeah, we're cool. Okay, so dude, this second one was a pain in the butt to build. Like, you know, I had to go and find the graphics and all this stuff. But because it was such a hassle, I was like, this is going to work better because it looks cooler. Oh, and I like mobile optimized it and stuff and did all of that. And it's just, all right. Long story short, these guys are converting identically. All right. Identically. Like there might be a fraction of a percent between them, but they're like 56 point something percent. So one might be at 56.3%. The other one might be at 56.2% or something. But that's the behind the scenes split test data so far. Haven't started running ads to it yet. Way too early to conclusively say there's a winner. But man, I'm telling you, every time I've tested a super simple page like this one, so like here's the main variant, right? Which is like, here, I'll go full screen there. There we go. The main variant, which is just nothing, just a headline and a button, versus cool stuff, okay? The basic one wins every time. Go figure. I'm glad though, because I don't like building this. It's a pain in the butt, but it's still early. But probably this one's going to be just as effective, if not better. So this behind the scenes thing, number one, I wanted to share with you. This thing keeps asking me if I want to update my system audio. It's obvious I'm in front of a green screen, isn't it? Like the lighting. It's just, I don't know what I'm doing. But I got to do something about that damn bathroom door. Drives me crazy to be on camera with an open bathroom door. It's not like you can see anything in there, it goes in and then there's a counter, there's a shower on one side, and then there's the actual bathroom, and you can't see any of that. But it still bugs me. So I set up this green screen, which looks pretty corny. But, all right, look at this. Hang on. Okay, this kind of makes it all worthwhile right here. Huh? You feeling that? I know I am. Okay, welcome to Friday night. It's party time. Okay, let me get that off of there. But that's pretty dang funny to me. Alrighty, so we're back to it. Kind of. That's not the one. All right, there we go. Okay. That's identical. They're both terrible. Okay. Hang on a minute. This is going to bug me. All right, there we are. Sort of okay, kind of moderately better. All right. So anyway, simple, still works in terms of lead generation at letslaunchyourbrand.com. Always want to say that wrong. Okay, so that's interesting. Love it. Very, very happy about that. The second thing, I forgot actually. The second thing that I wanted to share with you is the answer to questions I've been getting a lot. And there are two questions I've been getting a lot. Number one is, dude, you've never sold so much inexpensive stuff before. So on Black Friday, I had 5 books that were available for $1, like for all 5 of them. I was like, I don't know, just pulled that out of the air. I was like, let's see, you never know, might sell, Spoiler alert, it's sold. And then I have this other thing at franksnewoffer.com, 4 complete courses, products, $4. And so I've been like really, really high ticket for a long time. So folks are like, dude, why are you doing this? Does this mean that the high ticket model is potentially broken or something? I can see myself in this monitor in front of this green screen. It's driving me crazy. I think this will be the last of the green screen videos, by the way. And so I'll address that stuff. Okay. So first of all, absolutely not. Like, high ticket model is great. I exhausted myself with it and found that I kept being very, very involved in doing the stuff that people pay you a lot of money to do, and got a little bit tired, and a little bit burned out, and was not having enough time to create. All right. And so there's no meaning behind my selling inexpensive things. There's no indication that that is a better business model than anything else at all. It's literally, I just wanted to take a breather and take a minute and be able to create stuff because it's fun, right? But if I'm servicing people who have paid me a lot of money, that sounds a little bit weird. Get your mind out of the gutter, okay? I don't think it sounds weird, but you people who do, it does sound a little bit weird. All right, if I'm having to do that, I was unable to create, and it was giving me mental problems. I was like, this is freaking me out. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is I want to be able to provide more value to the audience, to you guys who listen to what I have to say, watch these things, consume my content, listen to the podcast, and all of that kind of stuff. We're just now coming into 2021, and as if you didn't know, hey, guess what? And this marks, let me check this here, make sure we're all cool. There we go. Okay. I'm going to keep these. Oh, man. I'm trying to keep the comments so I can see them. I'm always worried that the mic's going to cut off. Anyway, this marks 22 years. This October, will be 22 years of me serving this community. And I'm like, man, that's a long time. And then so when a new year comes around, you start thinking, like, what do I want the next year to be like, and then all of this kind of stuff. And it's a very, very valuable thing to spend your time doing, I think. And for me, I started thinking, well, what do I want the next 22 years to be like? Because I would like to continue to serve this market for another 22. And what I determined was I want to be able to raise the amount of value that I give to the marketplace substantially. And that is not nearly as altruistic as it sounds. Now, I would love to be, some guys can pull that off. I'd love to be like, and it's because I've seen the light and I just want to be a better person. And in many ways, I do want to be as good of a person as possible. But it is also out of what Jim Rohn would call enlightened self-interest. All right. So I believe this to be true. And this directly correlates to brand building, by the way. Keep thinking I'm still on the screen here. This should be just on my mug. Jim Rohn taught me, not personally, unfortunately, I never got to meet him, but through his work, that the amount of revenue we generate is in direct proportion to the amount of value that we deliver to the marketplace. And I believe that to be true. I can't prove it. I don't think there's any spreadsheet or something that I could show that could make that a universally provable statement. But I believe it to be true. And so I was thinking, and this is worth considering together, I don't want this to be about me or whatever. It's really, I want to help share the ideas with you that will help you. I was thinking that, we're in this age right now where we have the social medias and all of that kind of stuff. And you got your YouTubes and you got your Facebooks and you got your Instagrams and all that kind of stuff. Right. And now we're in hopefully this is a bubble in time, where so many people are still stuck at home and they're all doing this deal and they're scrolling and they've run out of stuff to watch to the point that they're watching me right now. And it means really that ultimately we have a greater ability to deliver more value than ever. Right. And so if you circle back to the concept that the revenue that you generate, and in many ways, I believe this to be true anyways, as a personal belief statement, the quality of your life is directly proportional to the quality of value and just goodwill that you deliver into the entire world, So if we can accept that to be true, then it's wait a minute, we have this opportunity right now to exponentially increase the amount of value delivery, not necessarily by doing more stuff, but because we got these things. And people are paying attention, to content on these things, and they're doing so more than ever. So the reason that instead of charging the usual $50 that I do for a challenge, the reason I'm giving letslaunchyourbrand.com, I keep thinking that's the wrong domain, but yeah, it's right there on the screen. Okay, the reason I'm giving that away for free is because it ties in directly with that philosophy. It's wait a minute. Okay, if I can just give a lot of stuff away, I know it's coming back, right? There's no question. I've just 22 years, man. When you know something, you know something. So that's the underlying reason. None of it is to signify that business model A is better than business model B or whatever. I believe all of that should be left to personal preference. For me, I just feel like, number one, doing a better job for my community, and number two, being able to create more stuff because I like it. All right, so that's it. Now, that's thing number two. I'm going by memory here based on the text that I entered almost 2 hours ago before the leaf blower dude messed up my time to go streaming what I wanted to. So I think the third point I wanted to cover was I think it's the number one thing that you could do to accelerate your ability to either start building your personal brand or build your existing brand faster. All right. And that number one thing is to let go. And the irony of that statement is not lost on me as I begin to explain to you what let go means. So let go of any type of perfectionism. Now, there's a lot of stuff we got to let go of, but thing number one is perfectionism, right? And I've been teaching this stuff a long time. And it's the first time I've ever taught it free, coming up with Let's Launch Your Brand. The last time I taught intent-based branding was $3,000. And a lot of people, I've worked with a lot of clients on this stuff, and they get, and I've done it too, they get hung up on wanting everything to be perfect. Like, well, I would create this content right now, but the light's bad, or, I look bad, or it's, X, Y, Z or whatever. And man, you have got to let that go, because it impedes the magic thing, which is momentum. All right. So doing something once a week is better than once a month, but doing something consistently every day just dramatically accelerates your results. But what's going to stop us from being able to do that, which is to deliver, all of this is in reference to building a brand by delivering value to your marketplace. The thing that stops us from being able to create that momentum is our clinging to this idea that it's got to be perfect, right? So you got to let it go. And the reason I'm saying the irony is not lost on me is because I literally waited for the leaf blower guy to stop. But during the time that I waited for the leaf blower guy to stop, I was able to figure out, I forgot the site I learned this from. It's a cool site, Livestreaming Pros, I think. Anyway, I bought the little timer thingy from them, and I learned how to mess around with the green screen, which, whatever. But, we all fall into it. I should have just said, hey, man, sorry for the leaf blower dudes. We're going to go live anyway. But I didn't. So it happens to everybody, which again is another indicator. They don't expect to be perfect. Another thing you got to let go of is a belief or expectation of, and or a fear of approval, right? So if you are expecting everyone who sees your message, whatever it may be, to like it all the time, then it's going to impede your ability to create and to deliver as much good as you possibly can. Remember, everything I'm telling you is based on this one singular concept, which is our income, our quality of life, everything. It's directly proportionate to the amount of value and goodwill we bring to the marketplace and to the world, right? So if we accept this to be true, it's like we got to get rid of anything that can be a barrier between you and I, and doing that has got to go. So one of the big killers is fear of disapproval, okay? And so I got to tell you, I don't know how else to tell you this. It's going to happen. There is no possible way that every single person that sees your message, hears it, sees you or whatever is going to be like, love that person. They're the greatest person ever. And there's absolutely no possible way that even if you build a giant brand and people generally like you, they're going to agree with every single thing that you say. You just can't do it. Right. And nor can I, by the way. Like, I'll show you something from yesterday or 2 days ago. I forgot. Time just sort of melds together sometimes. I'll show you something very, very interesting. So that expectation of everyone's approval, or what's even more prevalent, whatever, popular, rampant, I don't know. Pick a synonym. What's even more insidious is the fear of disapproval. That'll kill you. You got to drop it. And the best way to drop it is just to go ahead and get some good old-fashioned disapproval and realize it ain't that bad. People are going to, I bet you right now, somebody hating on you. They might be doing it in here. They might be doing it behind closed doors. But unless you don't know another living soul, probably somebody's hating on you. You're okay in this moment. They ain't bothering you. You're going to be all right. If someone wants to hate on you, let them hate on you. And the proper response, or not the popular response is, screw the haters or whatever. No, man, love the haters. It's life. You can't please everybody. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Do the best you can. All right? So you're going to be all right. Okay? So that's the number one thing is perfectionism and fear. Get rid of those things, and then the issue of procrastination will fall by the wayside naturally. The issue of not knowing what to say will fall by the wayside naturally. All of these things that are standing in your way well, that could be a generalization. Most of the things that are standing in your way will fall by the wayside as a natural byproduct of getting rid of those two barriers. And another way to amplify your power in getting rid of those two barriers is to understand the level of good you are actually doing when you consciously go out into the world and try to help people get what they want. When we teach intent-based branding, and we'll cover a lot of these concepts again, and I have some of this focus stuff. We'll cover a lot of these concepts again in letslaunchyourbrand.com. We teach that, our mission is really to be thinking of, who do we want to serve? What do they want and how do they get it? And that's all we're ever thinking about, right? And so if you understand that if you can actually help people get what they want, it's huge to them. It's so powerful. And if you're like really good at, I don't know, let's say playing mandolin or something, and some person's watching your stuff and you show them to make like a basic chord on the mandolin and they've never made one before in their life, that act of you doing that and that person experiencing that one tiny incremental amount of progress could potentially literally change their life forever. They could go from not being, not enjoying this thing that they're passionate about to having that one incremental amount of success, which led them to the next step, to 20 years later, they're great at it. And they've enjoyed this habit or this hobby for 20 years. I think we take for granted the amount of good that little tiny things can do, so let that maybe be a motivator. So I think those are the main points that I wanted to make with you today. Again, I got kind of sidetracked by the leaf blowers and then going down the rabbit hole of the green screen here. Not too crazy, but the green screen. Gotta tell you, I think what I'm going to do is hang just something in that doorway. It's weird architecture. I wanted to show you the disapproval stuff. This is amazing. Okay, check this out. All right, hang on. Let's see. Are we there? Okay, so we should be. I don't want to update system audio right now. This is funny. No, that's definitely not what I'm saying at all. We should not help our audience. That's the last thing we should do. Okay, so check this out. All right. Had a really good experience on the Instagrams. I keep looking over here to my other monitor to make sure that I'm showing the right screen here. Really good experience on the Instagrams here with this post, okay? So when I make a post, incidentally, there's this little tool that's super cool. I'm going to give you the URL. I don't know how to type this into comments on a live stream to share with you, and hopefully it is not like a long URL. Oh gosh, dang it, it is. It's apps4lifehost.com/Instagram thingy. Anyway, it's this little thing, all right, that allows you to like type in stuff with spaces and everything, and then it formats it properly for Instagram, and then you can just paste it into your Instagram. So I made this thing, all right, yesterday, this little post right here. And it was about a lack of leadership in our country. And I really think we do have a lack of leadership in our country. And I didn't paste the whole thing. I screwed it up, and I didn't paste like this part below here. And then after I had done it, I went back and I edited on Instagram and like added this little thing. And then I added this comment down here, which was... and I did this in a matter of seconds, right? And so I was like, oh, damn, there's another point I meant to make. I didn't want to politicize this. So I said, hey, for the record, I'm profoundly disappointed in both political parties. And as you can see, it's on the screen, whatever. But not nearly as disappointed as I am in my fellow countrymen. We've allowed ourselves to be divided. I sincerely do think this is tragic, by the way. We've allowed our standards of behavior towards one another to drop to an unacceptable low. We can all do better than this, including me. And I sincerely feel that way, and so I just wanted to make the point. I'm like, look, it's up to us, our leadership, whether I don't care about politics. I don't know about politics, but the folks in charge, they're not unifying us, and it's up to us, and maybe we should like pay some attention to it. All right. So there's that post on Instagram. So when I'm not like that technically, savvy. So I made the post on Instagram, and then when I edited it, when I had to like go save this thing, or rather share over to your Facebook page as well button switched on. So when I made the edit on Instagram and like added the extra little paragraphs that I intended to have in there, and I made that comment there to really clarify, it didn't go over, okay, to Facebook. All right. So check this out. Unbelievably, oh, that's a client. I hope she's doing well. I would hope she was doing well, regardless of her being a client. All right. That was weird. Okay. Oh, it shows this dude's picture or something. That's kind of cool. All right. So anyway, really, really positive stuff here. I'm like, oh, wow, this is, man, what great feedback. All right. So now, okay, let's look over here on the Facebook. Okay. Totally different. I was like, oh, man. All right. So look, left out the other parts of the dang thing that I had intended to put in there, right? Which is classic. Forgot to do it, whatever. And also forgot that when I made that comment to clarify the position on Instagram, it wouldn't automatically post over to Facebook. I was in the middle of doing something. You know how you do things in the middle of the day? You're like, all right, whatever. And so check this out. This, all right, and I wish I could blur this dude's name out, not out of any animosity for the guy, but I don't want y'all to mess with this dude. I'm sure he's nice. But man, like a lot of arguing going on this part, right? And so there's a couple of things that, with this dude, like, this guy's mad, this dude's mad. There's another one, this guy's real mad. I love this dude. What's he say? Stick to tattoos and leave the politics to the adults. Well, I will. I have no interest in politics at all. I don't know anything, and I have no ill will towards any of these people. All right. Here's my point. This is going to happen to you. Like sometimes, okay. Sometimes, let me get back to me because I don't want to be showing people's names on this thing. I don't want anyone fussing at each other. That's not the point here. Sometimes you're gonna have people get pissed off. And so like you just have to be okay with it. It's not that bad. It's not gonna kill you. Your life is not going to be over if you have haters and you have people that disagree with you. And so if you have something that's important and if you can help people, then go out there and help people and understand, focus on what the ripple effect of this is. I had this conversation years ago with Russell Brunson and Ryan Stewman via voice texting, because the last thing you want to do is call somebody on the phone. And it was how incredibly powerful the ripple effect was, in the sense that I can't remember how it worked, but I had learned something from Dan Kennedy and I taught it, and then Russell had learned it from me, and Ryan had learned it from me, and they taught it. I remember now. It was a day in which all three of us were conducting big live events in the same day. And I was like, just kind of sending them things like, guys, we have this opportunity today where the three of us are each collectively to, our own individual crowds, like going to be helping each other. None of this would happen if it weren't for, all of these other things happening. And I want us, all three of us, just to acknowledge the fact that what we're doing today could have the same effect on someone else as the lesson that I learned that was shared with you guys that led all of this to fruition to be happening. And I call that the ripple effect. So the reason I'm telling you about it is to try my best to encourage you to put away any fear, to put away any perfectionism, and just to do it. Build the brand on 100% goodwill. And don't worry if you think, oh, maybe it's not valuable enough. You'll figure it out, and let the results of your efforts speak for themselves. Don't worry about anything else. You're going to be cool. The good guys always win in the long run. Always have, always will. All right. Go to letslaunchyourbrand.com if you want to join me free. We start next Friday. I forgot what time, but it's live every day for 5 days, streaming into one of them private Facebook groups and what have you. All right. I sure do appreciate y'all watching on the Friday evening. For whatever reason, I keep thinking it's like Wednesday or something, but I'm going to roll. And, well, actually, you know what? For a minute, I'll see if there are any good, if there are any questions in here. Well, this is nice. Look, this is a testimonials. What this is. Thomas liked my $4 course. Yay! I'm glad to hear that. Okay, now where did the dang things go? Oh man, Amber's joining. This is so cool, man. I really have to just say thank you to whoever built the software. I'm using this thing. It's called Ecamm Live or Pro or something. I don't really know how to use it. You know what I mean? But it lets you do cool stuff, and it's really fun because I can kind of talk to you guys better. All right, let's see here. All right, this is my man Gustavo. I get haters, but it turns around for good. I mean, it all works out no matter what. People keep watching. There you go. You know what you got to do with your haters, man? You just got to love them. You got to love them anyway. It's about. I mean, it's easier said than done. I mean, oh my God, I'm from Georgia, and my first reaction was like, I'll whoop your damn ass right now. But you got to just let it go. You know, it's like, it's never about us. You know, when people like say mean things to each other on social media, it's never about you. That person's probably in pain or they're angry. They've had a good day, and it's again, or not a good day, a bad day. Again, this is like a billion times easier said than done. I recognize it. But man, if we can just let it just roll on off, man. Just roll on off the back there, buddy, and keep on rolling. You're going to be cool. Because they would never talk to you like that in real life, probably. They probably don't even mean it, you know. Just have compassion on them. That's what are you going to do? You know what I mean? You got to just be cool. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see. Let's see what my man Adrian Curran says. Adrian appears to be playing a Paul Reed Smith guitar is what that looks like. I have a wonderful lifelong tinnitus as a result of my playing a Paul Reed Smith guitar for years. Very, very loud. Okay, he says, tuning in from Ireland. The level of choice we have on tactics, funnels, webinars, value content, numerous social media platforms, etc. How do you make a choice on what to go with if a small team, one-person operation? All right, that's the question. Now there's a statement. Sometimes it can feel like Bruce Willis picking up the weapon in Pulp Fiction. Any tips on the approach on choosing a route and time frame necessary to see it working? First of all, man, I hope you get to play guitar a lot. I miss playing on stage, not necessarily in front of people, but the camaraderie of playing with other musicians and that connection. It's a lot of fun. All right, so I think if I want to translate to Georgia, which is where I'm from, all right, still funny about this green screen. I'm making myself laugh right now. I'm easily entertained. I think like to translate the question is I'm overwhelmed. Where do I start? And this is the best advice I could give with the knowledge that I have in terms of your actual situation. I'm going to make an assumption that you're selling information, and I don't know why I'm making that assumption. I'm just going to make it. Okay? And so generally speaking, with the sale of information, there aren't but a couple of sales processes. Some people call them funnels or whatever. All right? And so the most basic one is something called the classic. Now remember, in a sales process, now this doesn't matter if we're selling airplanes, helicopters, shotguns, iPhones, energy drinks, ebooks, doesn't matter. Generally speaking, it starts with get a lead and it ends with sell them something, right? And that's really, I mean, you know, if you think about it, it doesn't matter what it is. You get a lead, you sell them something, and then there's like, how do we do the various mechanical things needed to make all of that crap happen? It is a good question, and it depends on what you're selling and how much you're selling it for. But as a general statement, the classic, and this is my name for it, is by far the most universally applicable. And the classic works like this. Somebody submits their contact information in exchange for something of value. Generally, it could be a video, it could be a PDF or whatever. Then they are shown an offer, and then they buy the thing or not. All right, that's the classic. Opt in, see pitch, buy, don't buy, whatever. Okay, what makes it work is to acknowledge what I call the rule of damn it's. And the rule of damn it says this: most people won't. Okay, and so most people who opt in to read the thing, swear to God, you could have a PDF that says, you know, opt in to discover my social security number, bank account number, ATM passcode, and any other thing that would allow you to take all of my money. Here it is. And like most people wouldn't wouldn't read the thing they opted in for. We have issues where people don't read the books they buy. Like literally, I have a 3-part don't forget to download the thing you purchased sequence because people will buy stuff and they just won't even download it, right? And that's human nature. I'm the same way. So, ain't no, what's the thing? Ain't no ivory tower for me, but all right, with that said, if we understand that most people ain't going to do what we want them to do, then we can just build what I call contingencies for it. So number one, the thing that you're having people opt in for, don't expect it to do the selling for you. Number two, the sales pitch that you show them, whether it's a sales letter or video or webinar, don't expect most of them to buy, which leads us to number three, which is follow-up. Regardless of what you're doing, the fortune is going to be in the follow-up. And everything is made easier if before they enter the funnel, they already feel like they know you and like you and trust you as a result of value you've delivered to them in advance. Man, this is textbook, just pitch right here, right? Which is why, wait for it, you should go to letslaunchyourbrand.com and join me in that free 5-day challenge. It was like almost like he set me up for the pitch there. Thank you. Okay. All right. So, this is such a great question from Amber. All right. So what messes with me is that I do give from the heart without holding back, but I still have this annoying feeling that what would they buy? And I'm always fighting that voice. Well, they'll buy the exact same thing you gave them for free. And you can just go deeper, but like, no kidding, people will buy the exact same thing that you have given them for free. The thing that proves that is the fact that we can tune in on, what do you call it? Siri, Apple Radio or whatever, and listen to any album that you want to, but we'll still buy the album, right? And even before that was available, you could tune in on the radio and you could listen to Britney Spears, which of course I do constantly, but you would still go buy the album, even though you get the same song for free on the radio. And like if you're, my age, you could wait for the song to come on the radio and then press record on your tape player, but you'd still go buy the cassette or CD when those came out. That was big magic, right? So people will buy the same thing. But the real answer to this is they're not paying nearly as much attention as we think they are. So, and this also, once you can embrace this, which is easier said than done, I still personally struggle with it. All right. So again, I get you. I understand where you're coming from. They don't pay very much attention. And once you realize it, it also eliminates the need or the feeling that you have to come up with groundbreaking new stuff every single time you produce anything. If you go and you look at let me get that off there. There we go. If you go and you look at some of the largest personal brands out there, like Gary Vaynerchuk, for example, who I don't know personally, but I do like his stuff. It's pretty good. Dude, he's been saying the same thing forever. Like the message has yet to change at all. Like you could go, and this isn't a dig at all. Like I like the guy. Go listen to him. He's great. He's cool. I don't know him personally, but it seems like it, right? And my man has been saying the same thing every single time in different ways forever. Okay, forever. All right, and that's good. And brand is big. So we get it in our heads. And again, it's just, it all goes to perfectionism and fear, right? So what's really happening, in my opinion, and I'm not like a professional mind person, whatever the term is, right? A psychiatrist. I think what's really going on is there's a fear that I'm going to fail if I try to sell. And if that happens, then that means the whole scenario that I built in my mind isn't real, and that will be bad. And instead, I'm going to just not really do it because I don't want to go there. It's kind of like if something feels off physically and you don't want to go to the doctor because what if it's something bad and you don't want to face it? In reality, it's just fear, man. You're going to be fine. Is it going to work instantly? No. It never works instantly, but if you keep going, you're going to be good. And give as much as you possibly can. The only thing that I would advise you against is like bogging them down with too much tactical stuff. John LB bought something as well and enjoyed it. I'm assuming that's the thing with the 4 courses, which is at franksnewoffer.com. Okay, let's see here. My man David Lowe. Oh, gosh, that's right. Yeah, you guys are just late over there. He's off to bed, but he joined. Thank you. That's awesome. At letslaunchyourbrand.com. Emi says, Emi, the most important part, though, is this person's last name is cool. All right. It's on the 15th. Thank you. I should know my own dates. Oh, man. Okay. Let me scroll down here. All right. Good Lord. Check this out from my man, John LB. Just launched a lead magnet ad 15 minutes ago. It's converting at 50% right now. My man. That's what I'm talking about. That's great. Well done, sir. Okay. I'm glad to hear that. All right. So now I think I will roll. Because I think I'm starting to ramble a little bit. Nobody wants to hear that, do you? No, sir. Okay, I'll come back on tomorrow. You'll go to letslaunchyourbrand.com. Why do I want to mess that URL up so much? Thank God it's on the screen. I know I'm going to give you the wrong web address one of these days. Y'all go there, join me. It's free. I think you'll like it. I'll do the best I can to help you over those 5 days. Thank you so much for paying attention to me. I appreciate it. Okay.